Start streaming. Let's see. Maybe. Are we up? Just check. Oh, starting. Receiving your content. The audience will see in a moment. Oh, you know what? I'm not plugged into my Ethernet directly. So, all right. I think we're back. Let's check and make sure stream resumed. It's continuing. Oh. Let's see. All right. I think we're back. Let's. Perfect. Check and make sure stream resumed. I'm actually gonna start the game with my stream running in my own ears, so that I can hear how loud the game sounds in the stream. I'm actually gonna start the game with my stream running in my own ears. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mute that. Awesome. Cool. Welcome, everybody, all one people, to the Back to the Future Day live stream. This is just gonna be me kind of goofing around. Oh, goodness, I didn't set any of this up right. This is just gonna be, a little bit of goofing around in Burnout Paradise, which is pretty cool because Burnout Paradise has a car similar to the DeLorean. They don't have an actual DeLorean, which I would love to have, but I think that's a pretty good way to do a Back to the Future Day live stream while wearing my Marty McFly cosplay. So, it's all good. It's all good to go. It's all, this is a fun day. And if you don't know what today is, it is October 21st, 2018, which means it is 3 years after Marty McFly and Doc Brown ended up in the future. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's 3 years later. And many years ago, 3 years ago, was one of the most magical days of my life because I got to experience that day with a bunch of other people, and it was really, really, really cool. So, yeah, we're just gonna do some of this. I got my Crystal Pepsi, and nobody's watching at the moment, but that's fine. Just gonna do some stunts, maybe some missions. I don't know. I bought this game because it came out recently, so why not? Ooh! That was probably not wise. Oh, but it was a drive-away, so it doesn't even matter. Hopefully the flux capacitor's alright, so we can actually still time travel. But, if that didn't work out, then... Whoops. That didn't work out. Woo! That's not gonna happen. It did happen! Hey! Except it still didn't happen. Let's do that. Sweet. Wrecked. Car's wrecked. That's not good. Not good at all. Alright. Oh, okay. There we go. Nope, that didn't. Couldn't pull that one off. The idea was to make it over the fence, but clearly that didn't happen. I'm gonna message a couple people, say I'm live streaming. There we go. Live streaming. No, that's not right. There we go. That's correct. A little bit more accurate there. Ugh! That wasn't good. That was alright, though, because it was a drive-away. Anyway, let's go find a mission to do, because we could just drive around like a maniac for multiple hours, but, if you're not accomplishing anything, what's even the point? We can do this marked man mission over here. It's pretty fun. If you haven't played Burnout Paradise before, I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good game. Oh, dang, I have to make it all the way to the observatory. Yeah, we could do this. The thing is, your car only has, if you haven't played the game, your car only has a certain number of times you can get taken out. Now, what is nice about this car is it's got really good speed. However, what's not nice about it is this game, they rubber band your opponents to you, which means no matter how fast you go, they'll always be there. Always, no matter what. So, the best way to really avoid getting taken out is to take side routes, like this one, that they generally don't go on, and then you just kind of hide on these side routes. But you gotta be careful, because the side routes can get real tricky sometimes, and it's a good way to wreck, because it doesn't matter if they wreck you or if you wreck some other way. If you wreck, it counts as a wreck against your car. And if you don't get to like an auto repair shop, which are like drive-through auto repairs, which would be really cool in real life because that'd just be easy. They'd probably be expensive though, let's be real. If drive-through auto repair shops were real, they'd be expensive. At first, what are you guys doing? I guess they'd be expensive at first, but you know, they'd probably get pretty cheap after a while. Oh, I should have gotten off there. Okay, we could still do this. Yep, over here. Nope, nothing. Okay. We're gonna have to make a huge U-turn up here. I don't know if U-turns are illegal on Paradise Island, but they're certainly illegal in some places. But that's always like difficult to know because not everywhere has the sign that tells you the U-turns are illegal. I'm gonna get smashed. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Are U-turns illegal in your state? I know I'm talking to literally nobody right now, but if anybody's watching this post-stream, post in the comments. Oh! No, I think I can only take one more hit. This is not good. Yep, okay, damage critical. We got one. We could take one more wreck, which, there it goes. Fail. But you know what? Drown the sorrows in Crystal Pepsi. Which I am not sponsored by, but I desperately wish I was. And I wish they would stop, they would quit not making it. Because I love Crystal Pepsi. It's incredible. It's just amazing. Hello, welcome. Yes, I'm glad that you are back. Because now you can observe me fail at this challenge as I try to redo it. It was probably fine that nobody was watching for the past 5 minutes. It's all good though. But yeah, welcome. This is the Future Day live stream based on Back to the Future, which hopefully you've seen. If not, you know, movies you got to see. But if you're not aware, today, well, there goes. I should just restart now. But if you're not aware, today is the 21st of October, which is the day that they go to in the second movie. But obviously this is 3 years later because that was in 2015. So I just wanted to do a little little live stream because this is like a little holiday to me. I don't know how many other people really care, but you know, it was a day I'd been waiting for since I was a kid. So it's really cool to be able to like know that I was there. And that was actually a really cool day to me. I wore this outfit to all my classes. So, you know, I lost the respect of every teacher I ever had that day. Probably. My chem teacher didn't seem to, like, take any note of it. So I don't know if he just didn't know what was going on or was like, I can't acknowledge this. But, yeah, it was a good day in college. And all my friends, we sat down in the lobby of the residence hall. And we counted down until the moment, which was 4:29 p.m. Pacific time, which meant it would have been 6:29 p.m. Central time. So we sat there and we waited for that to happen, and it was great. And we, yeah, it was really cool. It was just a good day. You know, Back to the Future is a fantastic. So anyway, but that's why I'm playing this game is because they have like a fake kind of DeLorean car, and I don't have any other games where you could drive a DeLorean. I could play the Back to the Future video game, but, and that would also be funny because it'd be in honor of Telltale Games passing away pretty much, which is so sad, man. Not that I say it's sad, but it's more because, like, I'm just used to them being there. I never really played, I never really played any of Telltale's games except for the Back to the Future game, and I think they did a HomestarRunner.com video game as well. And I know I have that. I don't think I ever played it to completion. Where am I? I am not. I passed my exit yet again. Uh-oh. Is that a new jump down? Hey, what do you know? We got a new jump. That's good. But yeah, anyway, so this is one of the cars. Originally it was DLC, but in the remaster of the game, they just give it all the DLC and stuff from the previous game to you for free, which is shocking since this is an EA thing. that they're not, like, they are milking this game. Obviously, the remaster really only counts for consoles because it ups the resolution to 4K. They didn't really actually change any of the graphics in the game. They just let the resolution go higher on console. So that's a little disappointing, but you know, could be worse. It's a decent game.
Survive the drive west to the Crystal Summit Observatory.
Super awesome game for attractive people. Yeah. I could look back at my Steam library and see what it was. But yeah, that is I miss homestarrunner.com, and I know it's not like gone. It's still there, and they're still occasionally making stuff. But man, I just wish that is a show I could watch more content of forever, because the sense of humor that those guys have is just incredible. I should really be doing this challenge with a different car, but not today, because it's Back to the Future Day, or Future Day, as I would call it. Because you could also call November 5th Back to the Future Day, but that's got a whole deal with V for Vendetta, because November 5th, 1955 is when Doc Brown figured out time travel, because he was hanging a clock on the wall and slipped and hit his head on the toilet. But yeah. Anyway, that's all that. It's all my random information that I know about that. I know a lot of random useless information. Okay. That's where I gotta stop. Okay. It's okay. Let's get tire. We need some traction for this. Okay, we can go back to hover mode now. It's really neat using this car because I've figured out the what am I saying? Ground mode is very useful, and hover mode is very useful if you can figure out how to like switch between them at the right moments, which clearly as a pro I know how to do. But it's yeah, it's a lot of fun once you figure that out. Drinking Crystal Pepsi once again. I don't know why I'm stressing that so hard on this live stream, because Crystal Pepsi didn't even come out until after Back to the Future, till all the Back to the Futures were released. Crystal Pepsi happened in like 1991 and 2, I think. So if I had like Pepsi Free, that would work, because Pepsi Free was a thing in the 80s. It was like Pepsi Sugar Free, which is just Diet Pepsi now, I guess. But yeah, don't bring back Pepsi Free, though. I don't really care about that. Just keep Crystal Pepsi, or make Pepsi Perfect. Oh my gosh. If they had done a wide-scale release of Pepsi Perfect from Back to the Future Part 2, that would have been amazing. I would have bought so many bottles of that. But I have to just buy all my bottles of Crystal Pepsi now, which is fine, because I like Crystal Pepsi. But it's like, dude, come on. I'm not sponsored in any way by Pepsi, if I haven't said that enough. Pepsi's my drink of choice. Coca-Cola's alright, but I like Pepsi. I want a robot that runs entirely off of Crystal Pepsi. Well, but then you don't get to drink as much. I mean, I am a robot that runs entirely off of Crystal Pepsi, pretty much, if you think about it hard enough. You know, I'm a biological robot, a biological machine. A self-repairing... Have you ever thought about that? Like, how cool the, like, human body is? It is a self-repairing biological machine. That it's cool. It's just amazing to me. That's just one of those things I get stuck thinking about, and I'm like, oh man. Now I can't think about anything else. Because I'm thinking about that. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I gotta find a mission here. I'm not doing anything of any real importance. I think I've got all the missions in this. Oh no, there's a stunt run. We'll go do that. That'll be fun. A lot of fun to do some stunt runs in a time-traveling DeLorean, which I wish they just gotten the rights to DeLorean and threw it in here. But I understand why they wouldn't want to do that, because getting the rights to things is expensive. Those video games that have tons of licensed cars in them, I honestly want to know how much that costs to, like, to do that. Like, what kind of a cut does Ford get when they have the Mustang in a video game? You know, interesting thing about Back to the Future is they were looking for funding for the movie from different companies, and they went to Ford, and Ford was like, make the car a Mustang and we'll pay you a lot of money. And it wasn't even that much, actually, though, in the end of it, based on, like, in relation to what the movie made. But just know, if, what's his name? If Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis did not have a sense of ownership and vision to the car being a DeLorean, it could have been a Ford Mustang, and who knows what, like, I honestly do wonder if the movie was exactly the same, but it was a Ford Mustang, would the movies be as iconic? Would the Ford Mustang be this incredible, like the 1980 whatever Ford Mustang, would it be an iconic thing now because it was in Back to the Future, versus the DeLorean, which is a completely failed automobile, is now this iconic car because of Back to the Future? It's just questions you can think of, but you'll never really be able to know the answer to. I personally don't necessarily think so. I also don't think Ford would have been okay with that, because there's a whole scene in Back to the Future where Marty can't get the DeLorean to start. Like, that's one of the running gags throughout the whole movie, is it's a crappy car. Like, that was the whole joke in the first place, is the DeLorean at the time was a crappy car, because it hadn't been in Back to the Future yet. So, I don't know if Ford would have wanted them to, like, display the DeLorean as this car that was having starting problems and all these other issues. I think Ford's probably just happier that they didn't have that. But whatever the case is, yeah, it's just so interesting that Ford, they tried to make the Back to the Future car be a Mustang. I just can't even imagine an alternate universe in which that is the case. It's just so anti, like, Back to the Future. Ecto Cooler and a lot of odd drinks in the 1900s. Yeah. Though what's interesting is Pepsi was invented, what year? Like 1893 or something like that. 1883 maybe. But Pepsi was invented, and it was not called Pepsi. It was meant to treat dyspepsia, which is indigestion. It was originally medicine, and the name Pepsi comes from the term for indigestion. I believe that is correct. You could always fact check me on that, and if I'm wrong, I'll be willing to accept that. But pretty sure that's the whole story. And it was originally called Brad's drink, because it was invented by Charles Bradham. Once again, to be a medicine. Oh, this is it. It's the end of the stunt run. But it's okay. We made like 1,000,000 points or something. It's all good. 1.5 million. That's only 5 times the target score. I think that's a fair success. Ooh, the Ubershawl. Too bad we're not going to drive that today. Yeah, I remember when I first played this game and the Ubershawl came out. I don't remember if my friend was, but I used to just always refer to it in the most German accent I could, but I don't know if I could still do that. I know, right? Well, but what if it just made you more sick? Would that really be better? You get a prescription for, like, literally a prescription for Pepsi? Oh, that'd be amazing. But yeah, no, that's, and it was a different drink, I'm sure. I'd actually really like to go back in time. Speaking of time travel, are you kidding me? Come on. I'd really like to actually go back in time and taste what Pepsi, originally tasted like. So I bet it wasn't that good. Well, actually, no, maybe it was. Maybe it wouldn't be that good by current standards. But I bet back then it was popular because it turned into what it turned into now. And I forget, oh, who was it? It was either Pepsi could have acquired Coke, or Coke could have acquired Pepsi. But they chose not to back in like 1918 or something around then. 1918, I'm pulling that number out of nowhere. But I know it's the early 1900s. One of those companies could have acquired the other, and they chose not to, and they really should have. Maybe it was like the Depression. I don't know. I'm not gonna put any date or time period on that because it's been a while since I've like read up on it. But it's so like I like looking into the history of random things like that, and it's just so cool. You know, Blockbuster could have acquired Netflix in 2002. That's insane. Like, it was the right decision given the context to not, because Netflix was like a failing company at the time. But it's one of those things that when you look in hindsight, it's like, wow, they could have like... They could have shut down. They could have delayed the inevitable, because I'm pretty sure if they acquired Netflix, they wouldn't have pursued that business model. They would have just, like, shut everything down. But, you know, maybe they wouldn't have. Maybe they would have actually, you know, pursued that idea. But, man, like, the fact that that hindsight is... What just happened? That was incredible. The fact that hindsight is so clear, so crystal clear, is amazing. And I just can't believe, like, how sad of, like, a decision that ended up being. Because there's so many things that, like, in the time, with the information you have in the context, it's the right decision. But if you go long term and you think about, you know, if they had taken a risk, they could have succeeded with it. It's just crazy. Hindsight is amazing. History is fascinating. That's all I have to say. That's, you know, enough of that. Yeah, that's one race down. Let's restart the last event so that we can just get back to that side of town, because I don't want to drive all the way back there. There we go. Friend asked me how his hair looked today. I was like, it's hair. That's a pretty jerk thing to say, though. I should probably have told him, like, looks good or something like that. Now if he's gonna watch this live stream ever, he'll be like, man, you're terrible. The last Blockbuster, those guys are jerks. I don't, are they? If it's the last one in Anchorage, I think. Are they jerks? I just remember Blockbuster was like, I never had a bad experience there, but I was also like a kid for the majority of like my time knowing of Blockbuster. So I never really had to deal with any of that. So I cannot personally speak to how bad or good it was. I just know we got SpongeBob tapes and we got to watch that at home. Or, you know, whatever other movie we wanted to watch. Yeah, everybody talks about Blockbuster in a very negative light, but I feel like it wasn't that bad because it was a huge company. And maybe it's just the fact that that was the only, well, it wasn't the only place you could go to get your movies, but maybe they had some sort of monopoly, like virtual monopoly on the renting industry or something. I don't know. But whatever the case is, Blockbuster, I have nothing negative to say about it. But I also wasn't, like, there for most of it. I was a kid, so I probably have a much higher opinion of it since I was a child at the time. But also, like, Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps used to work there, so how bad could it have been? No. I don't remember, one thing that is interesting is Blockbuster used to have a, check, dropped from the case, had the Blockbuster logo on it. Oh! Oh, you have like so you probably bought like a movie that like at one time was at a Blockbuster? Is that what you're saying? I know, I have a copy of the Razor Scooter video game, which was like a Blockbuster exclusive. Like you could only rent it from Blockbuster or something like that. And that's, what? That was amazing. Tell me that wasn't amazing. I take no responsibility. That was all random chance. But that was awesome. Holy cow. That was so cool. I love this game because it just, the coolest random things just happen in it. That's why I like games with different like physics engines. You get lots of really cool things happening. Okay, now is where I have to be really careful because I'm not confident. I don't have enough points. I have to get 250,000 points. And I don't have that just yet. But if I do, if I pull off this jump that I'm trying to pull off, then I will have those points. So let's try to make that happen. Oh, yeah, so I was going to say, I actually have one of those old machines that they have that rewinds VHS tapes for you. I found it at Goodwill the other day. Not the other day, like a few months ago. I found it at Goodwill months ago, and I bought it for like $2, and now I can rewind my VHS tapes in a separate machine instead of rewinding them in the tape player. I can save myself a whole 3 minutes of waiting. So yeah, that's cool. I like collecting, like, retro technology. Would you call it you wouldn't call it ancient, that's for sure. But like, antiquated 90s technology is some of my favorite. Some of my favorite stuff to collect. Just because it's neat. That's the word. That's probably the correct word for it. Well, I'd say that's probably fair. That looks like a wreck to me, so that's too bad. I didn't mean to wreck the DeLorean. Or the Janssen P1288 Special. And it's called the P12 because the DeLorean was the DMC-12. Just so anyone who cares can know that there is a reason it's called the P12. It's because DeLorean's official title was the DMC-12. We lost 90% of film. That I know, and that's really crazy. It's really sad that all of that film is gone. But what is cool is we do have a lot of even though we lost all that film, there is a bunch that has been like HD restored and posted on like YouTube. And so there's like footage of like Berlin in 47 or 6 or something, and it's been like rescanned in HD because the film is analog, which means eventually it'll get fuzzy, but you can up the pixel resolution, like, you know, just with a higher quality scanner of the film, essentially. And so it's just crazy to like to see this in color footage of like World War II Berlin with all these like destroyed buildings. I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? The Waterfront Plaza? Okay, we'll make it. We'll take a little detour. We'll get there, don't worry. But all right. If we could just drift this. I didn't mean to turn off my, that didn't go very well. Yep. That's what I thought. Okay. But yeah, anyway. So, and then there's a really cool video online. It used to be a demo for like DVHS tapes, which was like HD VHS, which is amazing that even exists. But it's digitally shot footage in HD of New York in 1993, and it's really crazy to see because it's got like the Twin Towers and stuff on there. It like in HD digitally shot. It's just incredible to see those things that like especially the Twin Towers, because they're, you know, obviously they're not there anymore. But just to see New York in that context. I lost. Hitler drinking beer. Is there well, that makes sense because it's German. Beer is a German. Well, I don't know if it originated in Germany, but it is a stereotypically German thing. Or at least has been for a while. That makes sense. And of course he'd look tense. Like I'd imagine that he was under a lot of stress. Let's just say that much. I think pretty much everybody was at that point in history. Not a whole lot of people would probably argue against that. So that didn't succeed. Let's try that again. Crazy time in history. It's this is hello Chris E indeed. But yeah, what am I don't know. I was saying, wow, that was not cool, but I survived. I don't remember what I was saying. It was something, but it's gone now. Maybe I'll remember. Well, that guy's gone. Boom. Perfect. Nope. Okay. Ah! Oh! That wasn't too bad. That remix of one of his speeches. Didn't JonTron use that in the video about bootleg Disney games? I think that was a good JonTron video. Man, I wish JonTron would put out more content. Like, I don't know, man. It's like he's very self-critical of his work, which is fine. You know, I get that. Being a content creator myself, I'm like, but I'm just so much more like eager to share the things I've made with people. Like, I just want everybody to see what I've made. Not because I want, like, fame, but because it's like a window into my imagination. I want to share that with people in case they also have, like, the same kind of imagination that I have, so they can know there's someone else out there who, like, sees the world in a similar way. But, you know, at the same time, I totally understand being self-critical, because I look back at some of my old stuff, and I'm like, it's very cringeworthy. Like, very, very, very cringeworthy. But, like, I don't want to take any of that down, because that's, like, that's who I was, and that's, like, what I, like, that's what I learned video. That's what I did to learn how to do video. Oh, I'm not going to make it. I could make it! Yes! Holy cow. I did not think that was going to go through. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just think if you start a project and you take it to completion, even if you don't like it, you should release it so that you can see what people, like, think of it, so you can know what other people's criticisms are. Because if you're sitting there criticizing your own work and then not releasing anything, you're not going to improve, because you're only taking your own perspective on the piece of work that you've made. And if you're really, really proud of something and people have criticisms of it, even if you're really proud of it, you should be able to take, like, I guess what I'm saying is the ability to take criticism, or the fear of criticism, needs to be addressed, because I think people in today's society, oh gosh, am I going down that route of thought? I think in general, at least here, I can't, like, obviously speak for everywhere in the world, because there's a lot of different cultures out there, but here, I think we're really afraid of criticism, but criticism's a good thing. I think. At least constructive criticism is. And I think you can say harsh things in a tactful way that is good. And so, you know, also, we're talking about entertainment here, and where, yes, it's also like art. I don't know, at this point I'm just kind of rambling my thoughts out, which is probably not a good thing to do on a live stream. I don't know, I guess I just think, like, if you want to get better in an art form, one of the best ways to do that is make something, get it out there, and see what people think of it. Now, the risk is that people will forever associate you with that one video that may be terrible, and then you've got to kind of, like, build your way back up from that. So I do understand from that side of things, like, wanting to not put a piece of content that you're not happy with out there. But at the same time, like, people literally will come back to JonTron if he shows up 8 months later with the same, like, vigor and excitement for his content. So he's got the trust of his audience. I don't think one bad video would, like, break that trust with the entire audience. Or, like, one video that just wasn't as funny, because I can't imagine it being, like, absolutely flat, like, not funny. But maybe it is. Whatever the case, you should just, like, I just don't think it's a good excuse that he is always, that he threw out in one of the interviews of, like, I make something and I'm not happy with it. It's like, dude, maybe other people enjoy it, though. I don't know. Who am I? Who am I to have an opinion? But it's up to him. When he releases a video, I'll be there to watch it, because, darn it, he makes funny stuff. And I enjoy it. So anyway, oh, dude, I never noticed that before. Twin Bridges Mall. What? This game has more than one Back to the Future reference. If you don't know that reference, the mall that they test the DeLorean out in Back to the Future Part 1, or just Back to the Future is what that movie's called, is called Twin Pines Mall. And then in the end of the movie, it's Lone Pine Mall because Marty runs over one of the pine trees that was on Twin Pines Ranch or whatever. Ah, that's amazing. I can't even believe that they did something like that. Ah. I love game developers because they're nerds and they know these references and they sneak cool stuff into their games. They're just... Game developers are cool people. That's why game developers have to be passionate about nerd culture. They don't have to be, but like, it always turns out well when they are, or mostly turns out well when they are. I guess there might be cases where they don't. Do I look super red? Oh well. I don't want to re-white balance my camera, so it's fine. Plus, I'm in the corner. I'm not even the center of attention on the screen. Well, that didn't work out. Oh boy. Let's see. All I have is all these like marked man missions, dude. Those are not good right now. Those are not good to do in this car. And this car is exclusively what we're driving today because it's Back to the Future Day. Well, it's Future Day. I gotta stop calling it Back to the Future Day because we're not going back to any future. Friday the 13th game is like, are you talking the new one or are you talking that like old NES game? I haven't actually seen Friday the 13th. I'm not a huge like horror movie fan, but we've talked about that I think on stream before. All right, let's see. We're getting to Coast Guard HQ so that we could just take the outside route here. Ha! All right. It's like a little Michael Jackson there. All right, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Good. Should keep us boosted for the rest of the trip. Nope, that was bad. This game is like one of the best like ways to demonstrate to a person why they should not speed, because just like how quickly things can go wrong on the road. Yeah, I think it's a very good way to visualize that. Oh, don't! I'm so close. If this kills me. This better not kill me. Oh, damage critical. No. Wait, there's an auto repair shop coming up. Hang on, let's see if we can take those guys out, maybe. Okay, all right. Yes! Now we've got like, I can wreck 3 times before this whole thing is over. Now. Whoops. So there's 1. Oh, watch this. Watch them kill me 3 times before this happens. Nope, they're not gonna. Whew, that was a close one. That was a real close one, but I didn't die. And that's, you know, that's that. I get my elite license in 50 wins. That'll be fun, right? I forget if it erases all of the goals at that point, because this game has, like, it's not the best structure for advancement. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. Oh, jeez, that was not good. But basically, they say, like, do a bunch of challenges. Okay, now we're gonna erase your progress for your next license, and it's like, what? Why don't you just add more different challenges? Because I don't want to redo a bunch of challenges. So I actually play the game in a way where, they can't make you redo the burning routes in the game. I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, when you unlock a car, you can unlock an alternate version of the car. That was crazy. You can unlock an alternate version of the car by doing like a time challenge in the car. Where are we going to? Lone Stallion Ranch? Why aren't we going this way then? We're gonna do this. This will be better. Anyway, you unlock an alternate version of the car. Ooh! That was not good. By doing this thing called a burning route. And they can't make you redo it in the game. So, if you do as many of those as possible, then you have to redo as few challenges as possible. As few challenges. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, Yeah, I don't... The advancement structure in this game could be just a little bit better, or like a lot better, but, you know, it's a good... This is a fantastic game nonetheless, and I would recommend this to anyone. It came out like 10 years ago, and the remastered version, like I said earlier, I was talking about earlier, came out this year for PlayStation, Xbox, and it finally came out for PC. They didn't announce it, they didn't have like a release date, but I think it's because they knew there's not really anything in the PC version except for the DLC. Which is probably why they released it for $5 to anyone who already owned the game. So I think I got the game for $5 or $10. Holy cow! I think I got the game for like $5 or $10 back in the day. So I only had to pay, you know, $10 or $15 over the course of my lifetime for this whole game, which was nice. Very, very happy about that. Oh! Ho ho! Wow, that was some good air. I think this game doesn't really appreciate how fragile car axles really are. But that's fine because I'm hovering, and that wouldn't make a difference in reality. Now, I will say one thing with the remaster version of this game that they do, which is kind of frustrating, is, oh gosh, what am I saying? They give you all the DLC cars right off the bat, so there's no challenge. Now, if you're a person like me who's played this game and 100%ed it before on the previous version, then you don't really care. But, like, if someone's playing this game for the first time, there's no reason to use any of the stock cars because you have all the cool upgrade car or the DLC cars. But also, back in the day, if you paid, you know, $5 or whatever it was for the DLC cars, oh, come on. If you paid, you know, whatever it was it cost for the DLC cars, then you could just beat the game pretty easily anyway, but that's alright. I think the hardest thing about the game is finding everything, which, you know, which is why, like, I think they should have done, and that's kind of what they did in Mario Odyssey, where if you have an amiibo, now, that's the other thing is it's kind of a pay-to-play thing on that as well. The amiibo is like the DLC for Nintendo games these days, but if you have an amiibo, you can scan it and they'll give you help in the game. So there's one, like if you have a Bowser amiibo, it will tell you where purple coins are in the new Super Mario Odyssey. And so, I don't even know what am I saying. So yeah, if they had something like that in this game where it would show you like directionally where your next like gate is, if you haven't smashed all the gates yet, or you know, if they tell you where the next oh, I don't know, billboards or super jumps or anything like that are. Or if they'd at least like mark them off on your map, because it's once you get down to like that last anything, at least with like super jumps, because super jumps there's no way to know if you've been off them already that I'm aware of. Maybe there is, but yeah, I don't know. What am I doing? Criticizing the game? I'm criticizing this game, but I love it. It's a really, 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 really good game. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. So people understand. I'm not just needlessly criticizing this game. I think, you know, any video game that you play, you'll always find, like, imperfections. Because there's no perfect, like, anything. Nothing's perfect. And that's the inevitability of it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, GTA Odyssey, and Uno Odyssey. Yeah, but let's be honest. The best Odyssey of all of those Odysseys is Super Mario Odyssey. Or at least probably the game with the most polish. I haven't played any of the GTA. I'm not a GTA guy, but I would almost guarantee you that GTA, having such a massive map, cannot possibly be as polished as Super Mario Odyssey is, because that game was, oh my gosh. Like, I know we just said things can't be perfect, but Super Mario Odyssey gets pretty close to a perfect game. Of its type, at least. Like, they did an excellent job on everything. At first, I wasn't liking it a whole lot, because I'm really used to Super Mario 64's controls, and I was trying to apply my knowledge from that, which you just can't do, because, like, they're different games. Those rubber banded opponents are not cool. I don't think I'm going to make it this time. I don't know if anybody else is getting that feeling as well, but it's probably not going to happen. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we've already lost. There we go. We'll just do that. Avoid the crash. Restart. Found DOS? What's DOS? Because to me that means DOS, which is like old Microsoft. Oh, you say it in the next sentence. The second game in the Uno franchise? DOS. Got it. Wow, I'm so stupid. There's actually a sequel to Uno. Why? Why do we need a... Why? For what reason? Please explain. Creator of DOS. He's taking a drink of Crystal Pepsi because we're going to restart this. That didn't turn out right at all. Unfortunately. Right. I think okay, I'm going to try this because I think this is a better... it involves math. Dude, come on. You can't do that. But, okay, speaking of math, do you remember a game called Math Blaster? I hardly remember it at all. I have, like, vague memories of it. No! Ugh, this is not going to work. If I go to hover mode, I might be able to do this. But if I don't crash again. So if I go to hover mode now, if I don't crash. Not good. All right. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So it was like Math Blaster and all those games. But yeah, math is not... math isn't fun, but I'd be fine doing basic math rather than like calculus, because that was not fun at all. I took calculus 1 and 2 in college, and those were... I didn't like fail out or anything like that. I didn't even get a bad grade necessarily. I just didn't like it. It was hard and confusing. And yeah, I'm sure there was a way I could have understood it better. And I still kind of get a lot of the surface level concepts, but I definitely like couldn't just sit down and start doing calculus anymore. Maybe I could do derivatives and integrals, like very, very simple derivatives and integrals, if you know what in the world I'm even talking about, but holy cow. It was ridiculous. Math is fine until you throw the alphabet into it. Well, I mean, algebra is not hard to me. Like, algebra makes perfect sense in my mind. I mean, obviously, even though it conceptually makes sense, once you start making it complicated, then yeah, it gets difficult when you need to start finding complex solutions. Doing anything that's simple, adding complexity to it will make it hard. But algebra is not particularly difficult to me. But that is just me. I don't claim to be like a genius or anything. But I'm a very mathematical and logically minded person, so stuff like that clicks really easy with me. But once you start adding complexity like calculus, it gets really out there. And then I have problems grasping it. It's when you move into 3 dimensions. Moving things into the 3rd dimension, like, I bet if I took diff-EQ, which is differential equations, I bet you if I took differential equations or Calc 3 or whatever, I bet you I'd have a good enough understanding to do like 3D modeling, which requires a lot of calculus. But I don't think I could ever just learn 3D modeling without. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe, this is just me thinking now. I have no like set opinion on any of this. I'm just thinking out loud at this point. Which I think is fine. I don't know if you, you know, if you have to think out loud to like think things through, but I certainly do. It takes a lot of effort for me to like really think and be quiet. Though I guess I do a fair job of that at work because I don't talk too much to myself when I'm at work. Mostly just because the office is pretty quiet. If I'm at home, if I'm working from home, yeah, holy cow, I'm talking about what I'm doing. But and at work I'll sometimes like whisper to myself, but yeah, rant constantly. Yeah, it's a good way to figure stuff out because then you can process the words that you're saying a lot better. I don't know. That's just how I perceive it. I know people who like they can't talk when they're thinking about something. It's like I don't know. I don't understand your mind at all. But you know what? It works clearly. So you might as well do that if you're. Okay, this should be pretty easy. But yeah, it's man, crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Just the fact that people think differently is so interesting to me. So many things about the world are interesting. I find the world in general to be a wondrous and like fantastic place. And I'm just a very curious person. And I find a lot of wonder in the world. So all that to say, it makes sense that all of this stuff is so fascinating to me. Especially, like, stuff that involves space. I love that, even though that's not technically in the world, that's in space. But, you know what I mean. Nope, okay. Am I gonna do this without wrecking? That'd be so cool. Yes! Tom, who are... Like, I see that it's a flip-flop. I don't understand it. Am I supposed to say that fast, or is it I don't understand. I feel like I need more context to know what that message means. Unless it's just literally supposed to be just the flipping of them for whatever reason. But it's the whatever reason that I don't know, so I'm a mite confused, as someone might say. I don't know who, but someone. I've definitely heard that phrase before. What time is it? It's like 12:47 p.m. Central Time. Oh, hey, there's a race over there. Ah! Okay. That's the problem. Let's get our grip, because that's a lot easier to drive around when you're trying to do turns and such. I was looking at the billboard. Actually, wait, hang on. Can I smash that billboard real quick? Is that doable? How am I gonna get up there? Let's cross the river real quick. Are you serious? Dude. Yo, dog, come on. That's not cool. Oh, yeah, okay, sweet. There we go. Alright, if I think I could take this ramp, get up there. Well, not at this point. But let's back it up. Drive backwards, to be more precise. Or I could just do a stunt run here. But no, I want to do what I planned on doing. So we're going to get up there. We're going to try to make the jump from the upper level. Here we go. If they even have a ramp at the end of this. Oh, it looks like they do. And boom. Can we make it all the way? No, we can't. So that's unfortunate. What the heck, dude? Oh, wait. Is there a... Is there a way up there that's over here? Question mark. What in the... Oh, yeah, no, I know where the ramp is to get up there. But holy cow, really? Okay. So we're going to have to do it this way. That's a lot of property damage. That's a lot of damage. And yes, it is. But, like, it's Paradise Island. You know. That's the whole, like... That's the whole point of the game, is somehow there's this island with no people in the cars. And it's not illegal to be doing any of this. There we go. That's probably the thing there, is I probably always took that jump when I shouldn't take that jump. Now, instead of taking the super jump there, we're going to go this way, and we're going to take out the billboard. And then we're going to do that race. Nice. Perfect. That's called strategy. Coast Guard HQ. Uh-oh. No, I don't have... I'm not... Floor it. Go, 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 go. All right. We'll make it. Don't worry. Possibly. I don't know. You know, ideally we'll make it. But, oh. Ugh. This game, you know, I almost wonder, at a higher resolution, would this game be like much better? I do think this game would be awesome in virtual reality. So if they could like put a camera inside like the driver's seat of the cars, even if they left it like relatively unmodeled like they have it, if they could just have the camera inside the driver's seat of the car so you could look around like you're driving, I think that would be really, really cool. I gotta say, Subnautica looks insane in VR. Holy cow. That is one of the coolest things ever. I don't have a VR headset, but my friend does, and he came over the other day. And we played some stuff on his computer, and he had like Beat Saber and Robo Recall and all that stuff. That was fun. Darn it. But then we plugged it into my computer and we played we played some Subnautica and a couple other things, I think. Maybe Subnautica was it. Whatever the case is, it was really, really cool to see the world of Subnautica in virtual reality. That was incredible. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous video game. And VR is cool. I think the game's like menu system and stuff is not adapted very well to the VR controllers, which is fine. I'll probably get like a wireless controller if I ever get the chance. But yeah, and don't worry, I'll be finishing up the Subnautica stuff sometime here. Think about your brains. Right, yeah, like I was not having a whole lot of crazy vertigo in the game. I was having a couple kind of like adrenaline moments, like when the character was moving downward, and that felt kind of crazy. But yeah, it wasn't too insane. It was a lot of fun actually. But yeah, no, you definitely feel disoriented. You feel your brain is just like, whoa, hang on, I'm moving, but I'm not supposed to be moving at all. And you have to like figure out what's going on. Oh, there we go. Nice. But yeah, VR is, oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to see where it goes. VR is gonna be amazing in you know, in a few years here. I mean, it's amazing now, but like, I think the challenge now is getting higher resolution VR so that you can get the image to be like clear enough so that it's nearly indistinguishable. And I think that's going to take a pretty intense advancement in like the technology that we're currently using for stuff like that. Ah, jeez, that didn't work very well. But yeah, it's going to take some advancement in like pixel drawing at small sizes, and you know, that'll probably be something that takes a while to like really happen, because I think we're gonna have to find a totally new way to do it. But you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Unless you could have like, yeah, I don't know. Whatever the case is, it'll happen eventually, and we'll see. Oh, this is so long. Okay, I don't know that I can survive this. Hello. It's going good. It's going good. You know, just having a good future day here. October 21st, 3 years after Marty and Doc showed up to Hill Valley, California. Exactly 3 years later. Yeah. So we're just doing we're playing a video game where we're pretending to drive the DeLorean, which this is like a fake DeLorean. Like they made a fake DeLorean car in this game since they don't have any real cars in the game. But yeah, that's it's going good, to answer your question. And I'm in my Marty cosplay as usual. I'm not usually wearing this. I am usually wearing this on this day. Last year I wore my my Back to the Future, my Marty McFly outfit on Future Day, and I went all the way to a different town. How's it going with you? That's the real question here. is whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. Here we go. You guys, we gotta leave you behind in the smoke of the fire trails. This is not going super well. No! Okay. I think I might, that might be, is that my second wreck? Ah, it is. Okay, I'm not gonna make this. You're doing okay. That's good. It's always good to know that people are doing at least okay. Hopefully not, like, just okay, but, like, okay as in, like, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Ah, I failed. Let's try. I'm gonna try that one more time because I think I could succeed at that one. Where am I starting from again, though? Yeah, that's the difficult part right there. Yeah. Huh. Okay, I've got a better idea this time. I'm gonna take a right up here. Ugh. Okay. Nope. Okay, since I've wrecked already, I'm definitely just gonna restart. Gosh, I didn't realize it was all dressed as Doc Brown and see how many people confuse a costume with Rick. Yeah. That's too bad. Like like originally that like it was based on like Doc and Marty, and that's what it was called. But like, I don't know. I just really hope that whole fandom doesn't overshadow Back to the Future. I don't want that to happen. I get it's like there's like a parody element to it. I just hope the parody doesn't overshadow the original, because I think Back to the Future, I don't think it will, but a very small subgroup of people. I would just hate to be wearing a Doc outfit and have someone be like, "Oh, nice Rick costume." It's like I would have blue spiky hair if I was Rick, but I'm not Rick. I'm Doc. A man of principles. Ugh. But let's be real. Doc Brown is the real scientist. Let's be real. Mostly because he's like a more realistic human being. And also Christopher Lloyd is, come on, Christopher Lloyd, like, you just can't beat that. Christopher, like, honestly though, like for real, the character chemistry, or rather the actor chemistry between Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox is something that we will likely never see replicated on screen. Like there's just not gonna be another character duo that's quite like that. They nailed this magic on the film, and it just won't. It just won't happen. I don't believe it will. You know, maybe I'm a naysayer, but man, that's why you just can't. You couldn't ever make another Back to the Future movie if you wanted to try to do that. Like, it's just not. Oh my gosh! Stop it! Stop! No! All right. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna finish this. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I just the character chemistry between Doc and Marty / Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. It was just too good. Maybe if like they were both still like acting. I think Christopher Lloyd is in things, but like if Michael J. Fox didn't get Parkinson's, I think more Back to the Future stuff could have happened. But since he did, like, I think it's good that it's like not been touched since in a movie sense. And I really hope it stays that way, because they can't do that. Ah! I hate that. Haven't watched that movie. Back to the Future? You haven't seen Back to the Future? Back to the Future is an absolute, like, it's a must-watch trilogy of movies. Like, you absolutely must see it. There are a few movies that that I would say are like must-watch movies, but Back to the Future is just such a timeless classic. Like, it doesn't matter what era you live in now, because it just resonates so well I don't like. I just can't recommend it enough. If you get a chance, rent all 3 movies and watch them. Maybe not in the same day, but like rent them or you know, watch them, borrow them. I don't know, find them and watch them because they are fantastic movies. Absolutely legendary. Do that. And then after you watch him, watch Captain Disillusion's videos about him. He did 2 videos about the special effects in the movies, and it's just crazy good. He points out this element to Back to the Future that I had never seen before. About just I won't say anymore. We just started. So this is a total flashback. I made a video years ago in Burnout Paradise where I was trying to record from beginning to end this mission, I think it was, and I couldn't get a single take on it. And I don't know if I ever made this video, if I ever released this video, but yeah. I remember back in the day when you didn't have the DLC, there was someone who released a hack to unlock the DLC because the cars are still like in the code of the game, but you just can't play as them. I'm so frustrated with this. Stop. I know it's your job to take me out. I understand that. But man, I can't take a drink of Pepsi. This is gonna happen. I can't promise that, but I can promise I'm sure gonna try. Let's just go to flight immediately. Let's take him out. Okay. There's no one in front of me. Now there are. These guys are aggressive. Okay. There we go. The problem is they give them like speed boosts like that. There's no way, dude. Don't even tell me that that happened in the game's physics engine. And now there's no like, there's no more repair shops or anything. No, not the start button. That's one thing that is frustrating about this game is the wrecks. The slow motion wrecks are really cool at first, but when you're like later on in the game, you're just trying to beat something. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to watch the animation over and over and over again. I think most video games do that though, where there's like an intro. If I crash, there's an intro animation, and they show it to you a million times on a challenge that you can restart. When games are starting to make you angry, that's a good way to tell you should stop. That's mission in particular. No, I know. I have an idea here, though. I don't have to stop this run just yet because there's a repair shop right there. Okay, we're back to 3 wrecks. You get 3 wrecks. There's 4 cars up in front of me. What the heck? Ah! No. No! We'll just redo that one. All right. Here we go. Oh, I haven't been this frustrated in a long time, but it's fun. It's like it's a fun kind of a frustration. What was I think the most frustrated I have ever been playing a video game is when I was trying to beat the new Smash Bros, which is not the new Smash Bros anymore. Oh yeah, no prob. No prob about English. If I understand what you mean, that's all that needs to happen. So no problem. If I had like, oh gosh, what language do you speak in Denmark? Is it Danish? I'm probably just, I don't know. But let's, like, if that wasn't my first language, I would expect the same leniency, so why would I? No! It's okay, though. We're so close. Okay, then, yeah, so if was learning Danish as a second language, then, or if I had, like, you know what I'm saying. There's no problem. No problem there. 4 miles. Can we make this? Can this happen? We're gonna do this, guys. This will happen. But also, thank you for watching from Denmark. How are things over there? What time is it in Denmark? You know, I am now interested. Oh no. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Yeah, I have no clue what any of that means. I can't even like make out any particular words or I can't. Yeah. Do tell. Or I could Google Translate it. It is. Oh, it's only. So it's 8 p.m. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad of a time difference. I mean, I had like 8 hours. We did it. Now I am gonna quit this mission, but because like I just have to pick a better car to do it with. So I'm gonna like restart the event just to get back into town, but whatever. It's all good. Gotcha. Okay. I get you now. Yep. No, I don't understand Danish. No. Hey, stop. I'm just gonna have to sit here and get taken out. There's probably nothing I can do. Okay, good. That's fine. I don't have to just sit there for forever getting destroyed by other cars. Yeah, I got a fast car. Oh! Don't speed, people. Don't speed and drive, just drive responsibly, you know? You don't want to kill anybody on the road. Or yourself. This is probably, you know, not a good situation for anyone. So don't drive like an idiot. That's David 2018. Rycotech Industries. Don't drive like an idiot. Okay, Lone Stallion Ranch. That's an easy drive to make. I know how to get there. Oh man, you messed up my jump. That's not cool. You jump messer-upper. Okay, that wasn't gonna work. I could see that disintegrating immediately as I ended up trying it. Does that make sense? Yeah, sort of. Oh, cool. All right, I thought I got like hit by something or something. Ugh. I can't even see what's happening. This is so fast, and I'm playing the game in 720p resolution. So that I can have the game and the live stream just be in 720p, which is what I'm shooting for. So let me know if it's not good quality, but I'm pretty sure it should be because YouTube's telling me that it's streams good health, so that's good. Doing pretty okay. High taxes, it's normal. Some budget cuts. They need money to fix our roads. They're in pretty bad shape. Oh, that's no good. What's the population of Denmark? I know I could look that up right now, but I'm kind of driving at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, taxes are taxes. I haven't lived in any other country, so I don't know what to compare my taxes to, but I don't think anybody in any country, regardless of the tax rate, really likes paying taxes, so I think some people are more accepting of it than others, but nobody's like, yay, 6 million. Okay. That makes sense. There we go. So 25 to 50% in taxes. I'm trying to think what the highest tax bracket here is. I don't know. I don't know. My tax bracket is definitely not that high. So yeah, I know they definitely have higher taxes there. But yeah, I hope you get those roads fixed. We got pretty good roads here. I can't complain too much. Like, yeah, I don't have much to complain about in terms of roads. Roads are pretty fine. So, but it's also like roads is something like if they get like bad, it's really noticeable and obvious because your car is suffering damage pretty much. So yeah, hopefully they get that fixed. Or at least they start making progress towards it. Because government time is, like, really slow. So, who knows how long that could be. Do they have, like, a plan to work on the roads? Like a proposal of any sort with, like, estimated costs? That's one thing. Any estimate cost for anything, you should probably just double the estimate. Because no matter what your estimate is. Free healthcare, free school attendance. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna comment too much on the different like economic situations as far as that goes, because like it's such a different. I think it's a totally different atmosphere between like a country of 6 million people and 350 million people. I don't think you can like approach those the same way. But like the health, like it's free in the moment to you, but like you're paying absorbent amount of taxes to like fund it. So it's a give and take. But there's also like no there's no perfect system. There's always going to be issues. You just have to like figure out which one fits best your situation and like culture and all sorts of stuff like that. It's all complex, and there's no like one-dimensional solution to anything. And to pretend that there is a one-dimensional solution to any problem is not a good approach to take. You have to understand the complexity, or not even understand the complexity, just understand that it is complex. Ugh, dang, that's no good. That's always terrible when the job initially, when the road or whatever job is done poor initially, so you have to repair it, but to repair it, you have to work on top of an already bad, like poorly done job. I hate that, because like as a software developer, I've done that in my own like work, like my own like private stuff. I've done a really poor job setting something up because I was a student, I didn't know better, and I was like, well, I really want to expand on this, but holy cow, it's terrible. Yeah, I could totally relate to that. Oh, cool, I beat a road time rule. Ah! That wasn't good. 4 seasons, almost winter, winter, still winter, and construction. Yeah, that's pretty much. You're in Pennsylvania, right? Is that right? Because like I'm out in the middle of rural Iowa right now, and we finally got fall. We got summer, and then we got some winter, and now we're finally in like fall season, which is nice to finally have. But I really internally I have like 2 modes, and that's like summer and then Christmas. So I love Christmas. Christmas time is my favorite. Like, well, I like summer's probably my favorite, but Christmas time is just, I love it, because one, it's my birthday. You know, I love my birthday. It's a fun day. Car's a good off-roader. Oh, jeez, dude. That sounds awful. What kind of, is it like concrete, or is it, I guess you said asphalt, so yeah. Ugh, man, that doesn't sound good. Yeah, that's, man, I guess I haven't been in a situation where I had to drive on really, really bad roads, but oof, that's not good. That is not a good situation. That does not sound like a fun time. If you have like a, oh, there goes is that the Uberschall? Oh, we're gonna get him. I think that's him. No, that's a different car. That is not the Uberschall. That's a different car that I haven't gotten yet. Is that the Hawker? That's the Hawker. Did I not get the Hawker yet? I guess not. Asphalt infused with rubber. So is it like, so it's blacktop then? I guess, I don't know. I'm talking as if I know anything about road construction, which I don't. I know very little. It's a couple miles upstate and it's already snowing. Ugh, gosh. Yeah, we got snow a couple weeks ago. Or last week, actually. We got snow last week. Just a little bit. So I went to work and got into the parking garage at work, and there were some cars because it snowed more in counties nearby. It didn't really snow much in my county, but snowed in counties nearby. And people were in work with like full Like, their cars were fully covered in snow. That was crazy. I was like, it's October. It's the first week in October. What's happening? But, or it was the second week in October. Whatever the case is, it happened, and it was a lot of fun. I guess. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, whatever the case. It was good. I don't know much about either. It's all fine. It's all good. I don't expect many road construction people to be that into my content, but you know what? I could be surprised. Could very easily be surprised. Who knows? Because a lot of people with different jobs are into all sorts of different things. So, obviously, as a software developer, it's a little stereotypical that I be into video games, but that's all right. Wait, really? I don't know why I would have. I don't know why I would have imagined Denmark getting more snow. Maybe it's not as north as in my mind I would think it is. Because I always everything in Europe I shift north in my mind more than it really is. So I think that might be it. I just have a misperception of where everything is actually located on the globe over there. Which is too bad. Ah, I was doing so well. But yeah. No, we get a lot of snow come like January and February. We don't get a lot of snow in December, typically. Sometimes we do. It really just depends on the year. This year, the way that it's been going, it seems like we might actually have a nice white Christmas this year, which would be so cool to have a nice snowy Christmas day that I could spend time with my family doing birthday stuff because it's my birthday. And I'll be 24. That'll be fun. And then because Christmas is December 25th, next year is going to be my golden birthday, which means it's my golden birthday. I don't know what that means. Don't worry about offending me in any way talking about Denmark. I like to hear what you think, so I've heard of Denmark. Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of sensitivity these days of talking about people in other countries. You know, because I think that's something we should be totally open about, is like understanding that like we all have misperceptions about other people's countries, and so is like that's kind of how you learn, is by bringing something up, and someone will be like, oh, actually it's this way. You're like, oh, that's cool. I never knew that before. But yeah, no, yeah, I don't know much about Denmark. I have a how close is Denmark from Netherlands? Because I have a friend from there who was an exchange student in college here. But, like, that's the thing. When you don't know much about that area, you clump all the countries in Europe together, and you think, yeah, they're all the same place, which obviously, like, you know they're not. But every time you think of the same thing, because, like, to an American, Europe is kind of a very general area. Because, like, it's not as relevant to us. Like, I don't know how well you know the 50 states. But I would assume that's not extremely relevant to your life and knowing like geography of America. But yeah, I have to look up Denmark on a map after. I'm actually gonna just look that up after this, because now I'm like curious. I want to know how much I don't know about the world. Don't rightly know, just gotta Google it. Okay. 'Cause yeah, I know Netherlands is more north for sure. Denmark, yeah, I'm pretty sure Denmark's not anywhere near there. I really have to go back over my geography. But yeah, so here's a question then. What do you do in Denmark? What's a typical work day in Denmark? Because obviously in America, well, not obviously, but to someone who is American, we have a 40-hour work week, and we have what am I saying? 764 kilometers. Oh boy. See, there's, man. Kilometers to miles, so that's okay. So that's actually like, that's probably like a trip for me to like Colorado, maybe a little bit beyond Colorado. So that's a decent amount of distance. Oh dear, where to start? But yeah, what's a typical what in Denmark? What is a person how many like hours a week does a person expect to be working? I guess that's a good like place I think to start. Because in America it's typically 40 hours. The imperial system shall reign supreme. That's the thing is like I will fully admit that the metric system makes way more sense. But there is no way you're going to get everybody in America to switch over to it because, like, as much sense as it doesn't make to use Fahrenheit and miles and inches and feet, it's just what you're used to, and the conversion is already ingrained into your mind. Like, I actually went to the History Museum of Iowa recently, like yesterday, with my friend from Colorado, and we found actual, like, measurements, like a United States defined yard, a metal bar that was equivalent to exactly 1 yard, and it was like government approved so that you could use it for measuring land and stuff. It was so cool to like see that. And they had like a drum that you could fill with like a liter. Can't say from experience, but about 30 to 35 hours a week, just off the top of my head. That's okay. That's probably not too bad. It also depends like what you're doing though. And oh wow, the Thunder Custom. I don't remember that car. Cool, will do. 30 to 35 hours a week. I think people who work part-time jobs I think typically have about that much. Like we defined the 40-hour work week way back in the early 1900s, and that's just kind of been the model here. And so I probably work around that. It could be more or less on a week depending on what I have at work, because the way that like the company that I work for does things more based on like what does the company need at the time. And so if I don't have any projects to work on, or if I'm like waiting on a response from someone on the other side of the globe, I'll maybe leave a little early. But if I have a lot of work that needs to be done, I will stay, you know, a few hours late if it's something I'm into. With Fahrenheit, it can be 69 degrees outside and you won't burn to death. Yeah, that's true. That is correct. But also, I feel like Fahrenheit is easier to go to from, like, there's a really easy way to imagine Fahrenheit, as opposed to Celsius, because if you think of Fahrenheit as a percentage of how hot it is outside, like 100% hot is hot, like really hot. But if it's 70% hot out, that's a pretty nice day. 70% of hot is nice. 50% hot, you're getting chilly, and then like 30% hot, it's like, ooh, it's cold, and water freezes at 32% hot. But yeah, 37 hours a week, that I could see that. That makes sense. And honestly, with like a lot of part-time culture and with a lot of like more relaxed culture here in the U.S., I'd say 37 is what like some might be. You need to talk to someone. See you in a minute. All right, cool. Well, have fun with your conversation, talking to who you talk to. I'd say 37, like but you got to remember that's probably like averaging all of your jobs. So, like, I'm sure there's people who work like there's people here who just at their job they work like 90 hours a week, and that's okay, legally speaking, because they're on salary. And with salary, that's supposed to like quote unquote even out to 40 hours a week, but salary, you're basically just saying you pay me based on the year, and you split that payment up across the year, and we don't keep track of how many hours I work. So that's kind of hard to keep track of then at that point, because people aren't working hourly wages, they're working yearly wages. Do they do like salary in Denmark, or do they keep everything kind of like everything out? Do they do salary, or do they keep everything based on like how many hours you work? That's one thing that I think would be interesting to know, since they didn't have the same like legal origins of our work week. Because the legal origins of our work week came from like the early industrial age, when capitalism was really bad on workers, But then the assembly line was invented, and capitalism became very, very good on workers at the time. All right, cool, cool. Have some fun. I'm actually going to close the stream out now because I was only going to go for an hour. It was awesome talking to you. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Oh, okay, never mind then. Don't worry. We'll talk about salaries and all that fun stuff and Denmark and the United States next time. So, thank you for watching. Thank you, Puns. If you see this part of the video, I'm sorry that we kind of left before you were done. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It was a good stream. I will see y'all next time. And now it's gonna awkward.